Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Phoenix and this is the Consumer's Guide to Filmmaking. The Mandalorian and Grogu. 2026, Jon Favreau. Taking place sometime after the events of Season 3 of The Mandalorian, Mando and Grogu continue to work for the New Republic, tracking down counterinsurgents that seek to rebuild the Galactic Empire. His latest bounty sees him tracking down an Imperial officer named Coin. However, to find his mark, Mando must do a job for the Hutt twins, which involves finding their nephew Rada. When Mando finds Rada, things start to go sideways, and this simple bounty becomes more than he bargained for, leading Mando and Grogu on a mission of life-threatening proportions. Well, the Baby Yoda movie was everything I thought it would be and then some, I suppose. Let's just get right into this one. Look, I'm not gonna knock Jon Favreau as a director. For a big studio director, he's made a bop or two. Evidenced by this film, he also knows how to construct a half-decent action scene. The one at the beginning where the camera is pulling back and Mando is wrecking shop was probably my favorite one. I will also not be knocking Ludwig Göransson for his music, because his score for this film was honestly not bad at all. Besides the main Mandalorian theme, which is a straight fucking banger, there was this fun little synth piece that popped up when they went to the big city. Now, did they overuse certain pieces like said synth piece? Sure, but a good composition is a good composition. The only aspect of the technical filmmaking that I might want to knock a bit is the production design. In terms of costumes and character design, it was up to Star Wars snuff. Rada the Hutt was on that space trend and was looking yoked for a fucking space slug. But the environments and the character models on a nuts and bolts level in terms of effects could look a little wonky. Like, I was seeing some really whack-ass green screen in the beginning. Like, it was quite a shot-by-shot basis in this movie we were operating on, where some shots looked perfectly good and others had some level of jank to it. But the writing is what really peeved me to no end. There are two big reasons for this, and they can really be tied together. The first is the pacing. This film is 2 hours and some change, and it really didn't need to be that. Like, so much of this film was a slog to get through, and when it worked, it only worked on like a monkey brain level. If we're being generous, we could easily cut this down to a lean hour and a half if we're really taking the axe to it, an hour's episode of the show. My second problem with the film was the sheer lack of stakes and consequence. This film was a giant-ass nothing burger that teased interesting ideas but didn't commit to the bit. The moment where Mando tells Baby Yoda to leave while he fights off droids, all while dying from snake venom in a vacuum, that went hard as fuck. Unfortunately, Favreau and Filoni chickened the fuck out of doing anything that might have emotional impact and just left it on a corny-ass happy ending. Sitting through what felt like an eternity of predictable-ass action and story beats, I really wish the film ended with Mando dying and Grogu having to go on his own in some way. It would have actually felt like they were telling a story, with a point if that happened. The cast for this film was bizarre. Like, kinda bizarre to say the least. Of course, we have Pedro Pascal returning as Din Djarin, aka Mando. He was perfectly fine and really seems to dig the material. He has a hell of a cowboy voice, Sigourney Weaver was here doing her badass science fiction woman shtick, and she does that shtick pretty well, I say. I was also happy to hear Steve Bloom's voice in a major motion picture, and he was doing a good job. But some of these casting choices were, really out there. Firstly, they clearly had to pitch shift Jeremy Allen White's voice down, because, I couldn't tell that was Jeremy Allen White at all. Not that it mattered, really, because his performance was honestly not that great. It was kind of phoned in, and it made the clunky dialogue that much worse. Secondly, Martin fucking Scorsese, what the fuck are you even doing here? just a bizarre fucking cameo from a guy who has regularly lambasted these sorts of movies. But I guess everyone needs a paycheck once in a while. Like, the more I think about this movie, the more I kinda hate it. It has no real reason for existing, and just amounts to a really long, mediocre episode of the show. Don't get me wrong, I like the show, it's a lot of fun, but if you're going to do a movie version of your show, you have to escalate the stakes and or tell a story that hasn't been told in the series. The Mandalorian and Grogu just did neither of these things. Like, a few decent enough action sequences does not a movie make, John? If, I guess if you like the Baby Yoda, then I guess you'll enjoy this. Otherwise, you can skip it. And I'm feeling a 4.5 out of 10 on this one. Oh, God. Fucking Star Wars. Catch you later, guys.